everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a channeled message for whoever this is supposed to reach. So I'm asking God to please let this message reach to whoever needs to know. And so the message I got was first I was shown balloons going up in the air and first letting go of balloons. So it showed balloons meaning a person was letting go of the balloons. And then there was a balloon ride with Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin looking down at the world and seeing the big picture and why things happen. So far what I'm getting from what they're showing me is that there's certain things that you're holding on to that just needs to be let go right now and to see the bigger picture. And so if you can see yourself looking down at everything that's going on in your life, all the situations, and trying to see what the big picture is. I'm going to pull a card to help us maybe figure out what questions we should be asking ourselves when it comes to this. Anyway, on the balloon ride, Winnie the Pooh was feeling grateful for his honey and was being very jolly, being up in the balloon and enjoying the moment of being in the balloon. And so what this is saying to us is to definitely feel grateful for what we already have. So even though things on the ground seem very a bit wonky, is what they're saying to me, enjoying the moment like that jar of honey, being really grateful. So there are things that we all have that we just don't pay attention to, or things that we just don't use. Maybe it's your back patio overlooking a fountain, or there's a park nearby that you just don't take the time to go look at the trees, or whatever. There is always something in life, and maybe there's a community pool in your neighborhood, something where you're grateful for it, but you don't really have it in your focus anymore because we're always in production. And I did pull this card. It's called Auralite, number 8. If number 8 means anything, 8 is about prosperity and in numerology. And with the Auralite, it's basically saying just that. It's saying, we're not just here to strive, we're not just here to be productive, we're not just here to keep doing. We're also here to enjoy that in which we had already worked for. So there's so many things. Maybe you have a library of books in your office, or maybe there's this great movie that you wanted to watch, or maybe there's this, I don't know. There, Wii, you have a Wii game or something and you enjoy bowling and you haven't taken it out in a while. So there's things in our lives, or maybe you have a gift card to see a movie or something, and they're saying to instead of always striving and always doing and always working towards something, to remember to really enjoy and be grateful and to feel that deep gratitude for the things that you already have. And then they showed me Peter Pan flying to the Lost Boys. And so I don't know if you've ever watched that movie Peter Pan, but in the land of the Lost Boys, they're using their imagination, they're being childlike, they're being creative. They're having these adventures through their imagination. And what this is telling us is to do just that. Get in touch with our inner child, get in touch with our adventure side, let our imagination run wild and create. Just be very creative through joy and think about what it would be like. And then actually it jumps. I saw another vision of jumping jacks, and it was people just doing jumping jacks, and what they told me was moving the body is very important at this time. So if anything, just doing jumping jacks for about a minute will help you jumpstart you. So moving the body, so really it's a balance, right? So you're moving your body and you're using your imagination, so you're using the divine feminine and the divine masculine, right? So you're doing both to create, getting the body moving and using your imagination. Then they showed me Rabbit from the Winnie the Pooh, and the rabbit is always worried that something bad could happen, and was never really enjoying the moment, and all those moments would just keep passing by. And so they were saying to ask yourself, like, what is it in your life that you can enjoy instead of worrying about what could happen in the future or worrying about what happened in the past. Being focused in the now is really going to uplift you in so many ways. So being the rabbit in Winnie the Pooh, always looked very much in distress, and then here's Winnie the Pooh and Rabbit going through the same situations, and some of it not good, but Winnie the Pooh just being all, peaceful, and then there's Rabbit, of course, worrying. And so that is just something that they are showing us. And then another thing that they showed me was kids frolicking in the summer, and they were catching and they were studying lightning bugs. And so they were saying, see the simple things in life that bring you awe. So like what gets you excited that like what brings you, so as a child, was it jumping on a trampoline? Was it, studying a bug in your hand? Was it catching lightning bugs at night? You know, um, what was magical for you as a kid? They're asking you to tap into that magic again, and that there is a time to strive and a time to enjoy the harvest. So yes, there's a time to strive, and there's a time, and so that's what they showed me, the sun and the moon. The sun is about daytime, it's the divine masculine, you're striving. Then there's a nighttime, there's the moon, there's a divine feminine. That's a time to enjoy the harvest and to be still, and you don't have to strive anymore. And then they showed me a roller coaster, kind of like a thrill ride, people laughing and feeling invigorated. And then they showed me this long car ride on a smooth road. And that, and they're saying, it's a long journey, but the people in the long car ride, even though it's smooth, they're quite bored. It was a straight road, and it kind of flatlined, and there really wasn't any growth involved. It was just some people on a very long, straight, flat path. And what they're saying is, if that's the type of path you want, it doesn't really help you to grow. That it's the roller coaster, it's the thrill ride, it's the laughing, it's the feeling invigorated. They were showing me that there's growth in that. It's not so much fun as you're going, well, I guess for some people it is. It's, going down into the depths, it feels a little scary, and then you go back up again, and they say that that's very invigorating. And so they were saying that, when you go down again on the roller coaster, you're gaining more wisdom from the darkness. And then when you go up again, you're climbing that mountain. And then they showed me another mountain where it was like steps going up a mountain. And then they were saying that when you get to when you're climbing, you can't see what's on the other side, and that's the exciting part of it. You don't know what the view will be. You don't know what you'll see. And so they said that's the whole point. When you're climbing a mountain, you're not supposed to see what's on the other side. It's supposed to be a surprise. So they're saying take one step at a time. And there's many mountains that you will climb, but once you climb the mountain, they said that now you're going to have that view of that, like, wow, that was so worth it. I cannot believe this view. I cannot believe this huge surprise, this wonderful thing I'm seeing. And then at the bottom of the mountain, it gets a little bit, darker. And then when you reach the top, it gets a bit, sunnier. But again, you can't see the top of the mountain. Anyway, so that's what I was shown. So hopefully that was helpful for whoever's listening. I'm going to pull some tarot to get more information on this. Sorry, I got interrupted. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of tarot cards. And so what would you like us to know, Spirit, when it comes to the messages, or any other messages that you want us to know based on the message that I got? It's hard to hurt my wrist, so it's hard to shuffle with my wrist. All right, two cards. Two cards. All right, so we got Queen of Swords reverse and King of Wands upright. That's very interesting. So when I see the King of Wands, This is someone who's of service for sure. So now the Queen of Swords being reversed, so she usually like speaks her truth and has boundaries. And so this would be someone who doesn't really draw the boundaries and doesn't really speak their truth. And so what I'm getting is perhaps in daily life, but I'm going to get more on this, there is something that inspires you, and there is something that you want to do to serve in general, like what you want to do to serve. But at the same time, you cross your own boundaries is what they're telling me, which is weird. Okay, so they're telling me that you're crossing your own boundaries. So, again, with what I got with the, with the download that I got when I first came on, you're not allowed. It's like you want to give, you want to give, you want to give, but then you have to give back to yourself. So upright, she knows, she draws clear boundaries where it's like, this is my time. This is my time to serve, and this is my time to give to myself. And she's very clear on that. Clear boundaries. So if you're someone who works all the time, or if you're working really hard on something, don't forget to also take the time to do for you all the wonderful things that you've already manifested. It's be sure to enjoy those things that you've already manifested. Otherwise, life goes by and you look at your beautiful home, and you look at your beautiful yard, and you look at your beautiful family, you look at your beautiful pets, and your friends, and you're saying, well, I didn't take the time to enjoy any of that. I was so busy serving, or so busy, striving. Can I have two more cards, Spirit? What else do you want us to know? Two cards for the collective, please. Two cards, and then two cards. What would you like us to know? All right, so we got, understanding and existence. Yep. So we got the understanding, and we have existence. So what this is telling me is, and it's funny what they're bringing me toward, I don't know, they're bringing me to ego, which the way I understand ego is existential God oneness. That's just how I understand ego. And so you're existing as a spirit, God oneness. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. So you're a part of God that has come down here to experience the 3D world. Okay, and you exist to experience all the different facets of the universe. Look at all these stars. It's like you're existing, you're growing, you're flowering, and you are starting to understand that you're not trapped, right? You're understanding that you're not trapped in this matrix or this world. You're understanding that you have this freedom to, and I guess again part of my download was saying how Land of the Lost Boys, what are they doing? They're imagining this other life, and they think they, because a lot of people think they have to be behind these bars, that they think that, in order to make this work, I have to make so much money, I have to do this certain job, it's practical, it's safe, I'm safe in here, as long as I do what I'm supposed to be doing, then I'll be safe. But, this is my little matrix. And they're saying, no, 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 no. You exist in so many more facets of this, of life. You have all these other dimensions, all these other planes, all these other timelines to experience. And now you're starting to understand that, and because it came out upright, and you are starting to move forward, and you're starting to fly, and your time to fly. I don't know, I'm thinking of that Hillary Duff song, time to fly. Anyway, so, and let me see, let me get two more cards. Let me get two of these cards. Let's grab two of these cards. And what else would you like to say about this, Spirit? What else would you like to say? Two cards. Actually, yeah, I'll do that in just a second. They're asking me to look at the bottom of the deck with the other deck. I'll look at the bottom of the deck. Two more cards, please, on what you would like us to know. Okay. Oh my gosh, you got understanding again. It's like it's time to understand. Understand you're not trapped. Understand that you're free. Understand you're free to do whatever the heck you want. Imagine it. Just imagine it. You're free. And then we have reminder here to don't forget. Don't forget you're already free. Don't forget who you are is what they're saying to me. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget why you came down here to begin with. Don't forget why you exist. And again, I'm going to pull some existential questions, something to ponder. Okay, and then, sorry, with this other deck, bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, interesting. We got stress. Yeah, because this world, so the energy underneath is very stressful, Being in this cage is very stressful because you're putting a lot of expectations on yourself. It's too much. And what's going to happen is the trickster is going to pop the bubble on you because you're like, I could do it, I could do it. Oh my God, this just happened to me in 2024. You're juggling all these things. You're like, I got it, I got it. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I have it all up in the air. And next thing you know, the trickster comes in and pops your bubble, and that happens when it's time to fly. When it's time to get out of that and say, you know what? I don't need to do anything, and it's too much. And I have boundaries here, and I get to do what I want to do, and I get to imagine a whole new life. And look at her, she's imagining. She's looking and she's like, what can I do next? Something I never even thought of before. There's so much to do out there. So you have to go to your imagination for that, because it's not going to be practical. It's probably not going to be practical is what I'm hearing. Probably not. Okay. So, and then on the bottom of the deck again, we have traveling. So there might be some traveling involved. Yeah, traveling. Beautiful. Okay. Oh my gosh. I keep looking at the bottom of the deck, and then we have playfulness. So it's time to play. Time to play here. Okay. I said I was gonna pull some questions here just to see if we can get see if it works. Any good questions to ask ourselves, so when we feel like we're stuck in the matrix, or we feel kind of like when we don't remember who we are, and when we're not remembering to play, or we're not remembering to enjoy ourselves, or enjoy life, or enjoy what we already have, or what we've already built, or experience what we've already built, what are some of the questions that we can ask ourselves? That's okay. We got relationships. Okay, so it says, let me look at relationships. What do I do to prevent this relationship from being successful? How do I put limitations on this relationship? What are my unrealistic expectations? Where do I hold back? Where am I not speaking up? What can I do to make this relationship better? So that's interesting. So for many of you, it might be relationships that need maybe a bit more of your time or focus. Maybe you're spending a lot of time by yourself, and maybe you're not connecting as much. Maybe there's more connection in your life that you're not paying attention to. Maybe you have family or friends or children that that would bring you more joy, is to connect with them more. And so asking yourself those types of questions like, would this bring me more joy? Would connecting more bring me more joy in my life? I'm also going to grab this deck just to see what we got when it comes to self-care, because like I said, a lot of this reading has to do with doing for yourself, not just like what this Auralite is saying. It's not just about being productive. It's also about enjoying the steps and enjoying what we already manifested, while having our imagination of what else we possibly could manifest. So let's pull one card. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we have I forgive myself. So that's definitely something you might need to take time to do. So perhaps maybe you've made mistakes in your own mind. Like, oh, I've made wrong turns, I've made mistakes, I've done things that, maybe put me here where I feel a bit, trapped. And, it's time to forgive yourself, like literally forgive yourself for, because, being part of this world, what you signed up for was to make mistakes, was to be human, was to have human error, was to not be perfect. That was the whole purpose of coming here. You were already perfect. So the purpose of this experience was to not be perfect. And so forgive yourself. Let me just see if there's one more here that maybe I should have pulled two. I surround myself with people who really see me. Oh, I love that. So, yes, so again, talking about relationships, that might be very healing for you or whoever's watching. Surrounding yourself with people who hear you, who see you. I mean, to give you an example, I was going through a little something and I just thought, you know, it is what it is. Everyone's going through something. And then a friend called me and then she asked me how I was doing and I kind of told her. And ever since then, she's been texting me saying, I got you, just so you know, and here's another suggestion, and blah, blah. And it's just nice, right? Because you have this support system, and there's people surrounding you that really see you and they really hear you, and they just know that, you're doing the best you can. Beautiful. Okay, and then let me get some guidance. Can we have some guidance on this, please, Spirit? So let me just grab from the Akashic Records here, just one card, please. What do you want us to know from the Akashic Record to kind of tie up this reading, to kind of tie up what I got downloaded? Yeah, I can't, yeah, with this wrist brace, it's not the easiest, but okay, one card, please. All right, so we got healing. Yes, your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and open heart. So that's another big part of this, right? Having boundaries, giving yourself time to heal, not strive, strive, strive. Go after, go after, go after. You also need to speak your truth and say, you know what? I'm here. I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to have 10 dishes or, I don't need to be juggling 10 things in the air. What I need to do is, yes, work towards a wonderful goal, absolutely, but also to be healing. And remember, I saw a jumping jack, so healing the body, healing the mind, getting out of this feeling of you need to do things a very certain way, very safe way, okay? And so healing, and yeah, I could put her up here. And we'll put healing up here. And don't forget, travel and playful. Don't forget about that. Feeling like, yeah, new experiences, right? When I was talking about going up the mountain and feeling surprise, because it's going to be a surprise. You're not going to know what it's going to look like when you hike that mountain. You don't know what it's going to look like, and you don't know what's on the other side of the mountain, but you're hiking up there knowing it's gonna be good. So they're saying, look at it like that. Okay, so let me grab two more guidance cards to close this reading. Spirit, is there any other guidance here? Two more. Is there any other guidance? Spirit, two cards. Are they saying one? Maybe one. Let's see. Okay. Every situation in life is temporary, so when life is good, make sure you enjoy and receive it fully. When life is not so good, remember that it will not last forever and better days are on the way. So yeah, so again, this kind of matches with the download I received. and that just saying that, when you are having good times, really enjoy it, really feel into it, really enjoy it instead of always having your mind hyper focused on what you're striving for or what the future will look like. Because I know we all do that, but they'll say that people who are constantly striving or looking for that next best thing, and they're driven more by fear, instead of saying, oh, let me rest, I work so hard, let me rest, let me really enjoy. But this is not like a, oh, 2 weeks vacation in the year thing. This is a daily, daily, daily thing. This is daily, this is every day. You don't want to be on your deathbed one day and just say, I created so much, but I never really took the time to enjoy what I created. I just was always looking to create something else. And creating is fun, I get it, but those creations are like, hey, but you created us, are you going to enjoy? So make sure you enjoy and receive it fully. Yeah, I love that. All right, see if can you go up there? All right, and then do I have one more here before we go? Nope, I think, let's see, is there one more? Yeah, that definitely was not the message. Is there any more messages for everyone before we go? Release old doubts and fears. You are currently undergoing changes that are necessary for your highest good. They are changes that have been long awaited. Leave the past where it belongs, in the past. Trust that everything will fall into place for you in divine timing. Beautiful. And that kind of sums up the reading nicely, And as we're looking into our imagination of what we can create, and while we're sitting and we're enjoying, because we're of service, of course, and while we're, drawing our boundaries and saying, hey, this is my time, and maybe you want to connect, with relationships, maybe you're taking the time to heal, especially maybe forgiving yourself for past mistakes, surrounding yourself with people who really see you and understand you, not people who are not seeing you or understand you, not having so many plates in the air. As you're doing that, divine timing is happening, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, because life goes so fast when you're sitting there in the joy. Life goes very slow when you're waiting on something to happen, but when you're enjoying life and life's like wee, and you're enjoying, and it's like a daily practice, and I call it daily blisscipline. When you're disciplined in your bliss, then divine timing all of a sudden happens, and the thing you were waiting for just happens. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate anyone who is subscribing to my channel or anyone who is viewing my channel. It really helps to support me and the messages that I would love to share with everyone. And yeah, thank you so much. And then if you wouldn't mind commenting to let me know how this resonated, that would be wonderful. If you're interested in any of my services, you can check out my description box below. And again, I am so grateful for you and honored that you clicked on my channel, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.